Did he feed Visix? Oh no. This is not looking good. I don't want to turn this into a roast session, but those legendaries being fed, I don't know if I can do much other than that, honestly. Oh, 25 minutes. At least we dropped off probably 50% of the viewers at the beginning. So you guys, you dedicated viewers, are the only ones seeing this part. Welcome back, guys, to another Raid account takeover video. We're inside of Your Mama's Fat account with the gorilla profile picture. Pretty accurate, I guess, based on the name. But we got a few problems here. So very low silver, which I'm not a stranger to low silver. I have low silver currently on my account. But we got a few more issues. 276 gems. Not looking great. Is the gem mine unlocked? I don't actually know. It is not fully maxed out, which is definitely worth doing if you plan on playing Raid for a little while. But very low gems, so we can't buy very much energy. We have pretty low energy, and our inbox is also looking pretty bleak. We have no energy saved up here. So this is obviously a massive issue if your account's stuck in progression. It's hard to get out of this pit unless you start spending money. Now, in this takeover, I will recommend some packs to purchase that's worth it for him. But with everything, guys, don't spend above your means. And if you can stay free to play, do that. It's still very much enjoyable. You just got to be more mindful about what you upgrade and where you go. Now, first look into this account, the champions. You can tell this player is not free to play. We have Heraclites. We have 2 mythical champions. We have Glycad of the Meltwater. We got a lot of really good champions. We have Volcanos. So we have 2 faction unity champions, which is 2 more than I have. We have some free champions, but in general, I would say nobody's thinking this account is free to play. I believe we also have some forge passes currently, or at least purchased before. Actually, I think He-Man's actually not in this account. Yeah, he did not purchase He-Man. He-Man's really good, though I don't know for this account if he would be super beneficial or not. Now, with that said, let's take a look at the account snapshot in time that I always do. This should just give you a little bit more in-depth look into some things, and then we'll dive into the specific areas, and I'll give my suggestions. So what we got going on is Your Mama's Fat, 2 million player power, 39 legendary champions, and 23 rank 6. So obviously, somebody prefers to open shards versus rank up champions. A little bit of off balancing. Typically, players who spend more, of course, have more legendaries than rank 6 champions. And then players who are more free to play sometimes or typically tend to have more rank 6 champions than legendary. So it's interesting to see that split. And then account level 64, very early game. Dungeons, this is the breakdown of the dungeon content. We're going to do a few fixes today that I think could skyrocket the progress. Hopefully, we have very low silver and no free gear removal stuff going on. We have one up there, which we cannot reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could technically reach it, but I don't know. Actually, no, that's hard. We're not reaching that with on hard mode. Never mind. Okay, so we can't reach it. Not great, not horrible. If anything, I'll just save some presets, but I got some ideas that even if we can't switch the gear much, it may actually still make sense. So with that, we have these dungeon speeds. Faction Wars is not finished, of course. Farming stages are very low. Fast, but low stages. So what I mean by that is we're farming stage 7 at 1:37 or stage 6 at 41 seconds. They're fast, but they're very low. We need to come through here and get the 3 stars. So beat a stage, 3 to 4 champions, no losses. So put 5 champions in here. Easy, easy, easy to do stuff. No losses. Just have your 2 level 60 champions just carry you through. Faction Wars should be a focus for everybody, but it doesn't have to be a priority. You should be, as you're leveling your champions, as you're like maybe cleansing gear, maybe save some decent gear back for your level 50 champions, your supports who don't have to be level 60. Supports only typically need HP, defense, speed, and some accuracy, whereas damage dealers may need all of that and more, plus some crit damage to actually do damage. So when you're leveling your Faction War champions, keep that in mind, especially when you're doing gear cleanses. Don't be super strict if you don't have Faction Wars complete. You can save your 5-star gear. It's going to be fine. It's better to have a champion in there built who can actually survive and help you get that 3-star versus not having the champion in there, basically. Like this dude, it's only a 3-star. We can go with the Achak. We have some epics we can pull in here, which is fine in this situation. But I mean, if you have to have a rare who's level 30, who you throw some random gear on just to help you push through this, and you're eventually going to feed them, well, that's okay. Maybe it's even a 4-star level 40 rare who's eventually going to be some 5-star food, but you can fit them in here just to help you push a little while. Something worth considering. But also with Faction Wars, you can set your team setup right here, which looks like he likes Ninja quite a bit. The presets were saved. Of course, we can't use Ninja in every team. This is crazy. But you can come in here and say sort by faction. We can load up, okay, Banner Lords or whatever faction that is. And then we have High Elves. Boom. Throw the champions in there for High Elves. This is important because you can save your presets round to round and speed up your faction war teams, see what team has the best champions and the worst champions and adjust like that. It gives you a good visual, even if the faction's not open. Because you can just come in here and see what you got going on. Now, up next, we got the arena. Now, I am going to give him some arena builds today. Actually, while we're going through this list, let's go ahead and talk about it. So his Great Hall bonus, or his Great Hall, as you can imagine, is pretty low, level 67. Of course, we should be focusing on these missions. The missions are going to give you a great guidance through the game. He does already have an Arbiter, which is fantastic, but 2 Arbiters is also fantastic as well. Very good for, actually no, does he have an Arbiter? A different account I was thinking of. We have no Arbiter. So getting an Arbiter would be huge. So definitely gonna want him to go and actually finish these missions, of course. And with that said, we want to be grinding the Great Hall every chance we get. I could check the arena thing right here, arena takedown. Okay, we're low. There's no reason to be this low. Definitely put some more effort into grinding this. And this is the team that I'm going to recommend. We're going to delete this top one. We don't need it. I have some champions at the bottom of the account takeover list that we're going to break it down more in depth. But this is what I'm going to suggest. We have Glycad. He has a speed aura in all battles by 19%. If you look at auras, we can see speed. Does anybody here have a better speed aura? He-Man does. I guess he pulled him. That's awesome. So we could actually have He-Man in the lead aura. Even if he's not going to be used, he could be in that lead spot and still bring some nice benefits. So I would actually consider throwing him in there, even if he's not going to be built. Eventually he could be really good, but I'm kind of on the fence. So let's say we don't even build him up, nothing like that. We're just going to focus on the champions who are also going to be used in other areas of the game. So scrolling down to the bottom of this account takeover sheet, I want to refresh myself. Glycad, Ninja, Aphidus, Artek, and Countess Lix. These are the champions that work in the core areas. So Countess Lix is already level 60. That's kind of what I was focusing on, is keeping level 60s involved in the content without bringing up new champions. He doesn't need to spread his investments even more. He has core, really good core teams or good core champions already built. It's just getting them into the content. Now, Countess Lix is not booked. Glycad is booked. We want to book our legendaries, of course, but she can be used here without being fully booked. It's not going to work out as amazing, but we can still somewhat make it make sense. She has an AoE A2 skill, attacks all enemies 3 times. Each hit, a chance of placing decreased speed. Each hit also has a chance of decreasing target's turn meter by 10%. This is a very good skill to have your team speed tuned. And then with Glycad's A2, turn meter boost by 15%. It's like a lesser version of Arbiter, but also a solid res, and you're going to use them in a lot of content. Plus, it brings a perfect veil. Really just a lot of solid stuff there. Now, for the next 2 champs, we're going to look for some good damage, but also champions who are going to be used in multiple areas of the game. So, Aphidus. I think Aphidus is going to be used in a few different areas. Very good champion. Very good damage dealer. I would love for some AoE decreased defense to be placed into this team as well, just so we can make sure Aphidus actually nukes. However, we don't really have great decreased defense champions, unfortunately. We have, well, not brought up. We have Dythe, does an excellent decreased defense. He's not booked. We have no other AoE decreased defense that's actually brought up and booked. So in this case, you're looking at either an extra damage dealer. You're looking at possibly a speed aura, maybe like a Sun Wukong or something like that to get you a little bit faster and things. But honestly, I would really like an AoE decreased defense or maybe an AoE weaken. But let's just say we go with another damage dealer for this situation. Actually, no, Herndid can do a AoE decreased defense and may actually be pretty decent. He's already level 60. If he's booked, it'd be amazing. He's not booked. But this may just be your best bet, honestly. An AoE decreased defense on the A2 skill plus a decreased accuracy. Get him faster than Aphidus. He actually could be pretty good. He's also good for Dark Fae if he ever gets to Dark Fae. Or when he eventually gets to Dark Fae, actually. He will get there, just not for a little while. So that's the arena team. I'm going to talk about the speeds a little bit later. But this is going to be the team that you just run into the stuff and just wipe them out and move on to the next one. It's going to be very fast run. So arena team speed. There we go. I'm just going to throw in the presets. We'll look at the gear a little bit later. So up next in the account, we have the Demon Lord Clan Ball stuff. Now, for the Clan Ball situation, typically teams that are, like One King, Ultra Nightmare, those teams are going to have pretty high speeds. This account, the fastest champion that I could see was going to be Glycad at 287 speed. And if you look at teams like this Myth Air team, we have 274 Demitha, 245 Eris. That's some pretty fast champions, and that's like specific speeds as well. Plus, The glyph situation, I don't know where it's at in this account. I do now. It's pretty abysmal. It's horrible. We have no glyphs, so we need more faction war farming. But we're going to need glyphs for the clan boss speed tune. So going into a team like that just doesn't make sense. So while he does have most of the champions, we are missing Deacon. There's other substitutions you can make for this team. It's a great team, don't have the speeds. So what I'm going to recommend him doing is building a team more like this. The nice thing about this is you could even have your DPS also used in dungeon content. 175 to 178 is a pretty low speed though, which if you want to use those champions in other areas of the game, like maybe you had a ninja, the speed tune would be a little bit weird with ninja, but say you wanted to use a Turvold, maybe you could also use them in different areas of the game as well. Though this is kind of pushing it, and to be honest, I don't think you'll need most of these champions in other areas. Matter of fact, the clan boss team that I'm going to recommend for him is going to be Maneater, Skullcrusher, Painkeeper, Turvold, and Farrakhan. If we look at the Hell Hades website, let's actually find Maneater, Skullcrusher. There's no teams with Turvold in here, but Turvold plus Farrakhan's pretty sweet. Let's actually go Maneater plus. It won't really matter who you use necessarily. We just need a stun target and then some good damage, basically. We could use Geomancer. It really doesn't matter who we use here. But this team, okay, has no stun target, but you can see this is the breakdown. We have a Maneater between 240 and 241, Painkeeper 218 and 222. This team can be full auto, at least based on the selection on the Hell Hades website. Let's see, it's been a long time since I built this team. I used to run actually a very similar team. It wasn't with Skullcrusher though, it was just a budget unkillable team. But we have teams that are not running in manual, which is pretty cool. I actually thought these teams were manual setup and then wouldn't fall in the category of a full auto team. Either way, if you have some manual setup or if it's full auto, doesn't really matter. It's not going to one key, but it's going to get you that not 3 key. No, it'd be a 2 key Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So you can start getting those chests every day and then working towards the Demitha team. It's actually going to get you to that 1 key eventually. So for the Clan Boss team, let's go in here and put in the champions real quick that I would recommend him using. There could be better options for different affinities. You may have to change it up based on your stun targets and stuff, how much HP, how much defense you can get. But at the bottom here, we'll go ahead and load this in. So we have Maneater, of course. He opens up so much stuff. And then we have Skullcrusher. Excellent champion for stun tanking because he decreases the duration of all debuffs on this champion by 1 turn at the start of each turn. The Clan Boss's stun is for 1 turn. We have the Painkeeper also resetting some cooldowns, lowering the duration of cooldowns. So the Stonewall skill is going to be up for a lot of the fight, if not all of it, which is an AoE counterattack. Places counterattack on all allies except this champion for 2 turns. Now, that's a really good ability. Now we're going next with Farrakhan. Now the issue with Farrakhan, Turvold, and Skullcrusher may be that on certain affinities, the stun targeting of the clan boss gets off a little bit. If that's the case, you could always switch out one of the champions depending on where the stun target's going to get it redirected correctly. This kind of team should do very well for you. We have an ally attack, we have a counterattack, plus we have a massive damage dealer in Turvold. We have decreased defense, poisons, and HP burn from Farrakhan. So we got all the debuffs to get you a very solid, very consistent 2 key Ultra Nightmare on Void Affinity for sure. So wake up early, hit it early, and you're going to be good to go. So that's Clan Boss. That's what I'm going to recommend there. Now, we're not doing the Clan Boss build right now because that would take probably an hour plus because actually speed tuning, adjusting things, we need way more than 3 million silver. But I will put some presets in for dungeon content that I think is going to be pretty simple to do, give him something to actually work from. So for Hydra, this is basically going to come from, at this point in the game, what champions you already have built, where you're focusing, those champions are going to be thrown into here. So what we're going to be focusing on is the team I already mentioned, Glycad, Ninja, Artak, champions like that. Now in this situation, maybe we want to have Artak in this team. So let's go Glycad in the leader spot. His aura is in all battles, which is fantastic. He also brings a veil, so we have the Head of Torment somewhat addressed. We have Aphrodis for some HP burn, good damage. And then let's throw in Artak as well. So Artak is going to be built for other areas of the game. He's not booked, I don't think, which isn't great. But for what we're using him for, it shouldn't be a massive issue. We have Artak in here. And he's also going to bring a decreased attack AoE. So we have the Head of Wrath, not as dangerous. We really need a champion with block buffs. An amazing option is going to be Sun Wukong. But do we have any other options? We do. we actually have Bells. Now, Bells is not leveled up yet. He's also not booked. Sun Wukong is leveled, and he's basically fully booked. So Sun Wukong's an easy slot in. Matter of fact, may actually be a really good arena champion as well. Good speed aura, better than Glycads, and brings a strip, opening up stuff for Aphidus to kill a little bit easier. Also brings good damage, so a lot of great stuff from Sun Wukong. Now, up next, let's see if we have anybody with an increased speed. We need a provoke. We need a lot of different things. Matter of fact, we have any provoker. We have Aphidus' second form if we really want to switch to this. We have a provoke, strengthen. I don't really want to go there though. It's not a bad form, but I want to push the damage, and this is what we're going to be focused on anyways. So we could do provoke sets. We don't have enough farming to actually do that consistently though. It's not really going to make sense. DK, or UDK, actually has a provoke on his skill 1. Could use that. Let's see if we have any cursed or provoke sets here. Okay, we have none. We can farm some more Ice Golem. Get some provoke sets for sure. We have Seeker, who could do some provokes. I would probably use him before using like a Husk. While Husk is great, he's not built up yet, and Seeker will be in Clan Boss anyways. Actually, eventually. So he'll be fast. You just throw some accuracy on there, should be fine. We do want to provoke champion though, for sure. Now, for these difficulties, maybe we're okay. If UDK's built, then he may even just be the best option currently. I mean, it's a pretty low chance to land it. He's low speed. So we need to provoke. We need to decrease speed. We need to increase speed. Let's see if we have any increased speed champions. Yeah, Padrig is actually incredible for this. So throw in Padrig for sure. So we have basically 3 damage. We have a cleanser plus an increased speed. Who do we have that could do decreased speed? I know Countess Lix can. Countess Lix, throw her into a provoke set. Well, now she's very strong. She's bringing good stuff for dungeon content. She's doing decent stuff for the arena. And she is placing our decreased speed AoE for Hydra. So this is a potential option. This team, it's not going to be putting no records up, but just at first initial look, this is a team that you're going to be using most of these champions in other areas of the game. They're champions who can start getting you a team going in Hydra, and it's something for you to work towards. Of course, having a provoke in the team, it's going to make a big difference with that cleanse and everything. We do have the HP burns. However, Aphidus is an attack, so Poison Cloud's going to be annoying. I really want you to get a provoke champion. Honestly, I may even say don't worry about the decreased speed, or sorry, the decreased speed from Countess Lix, and just throw in a provoker instead. Where's he at with Visix, I wonder? Visix would be really good. Well, he already has Visix. What? What's going on here, guys? Visix the Unbowed. Where is she at? Did he feed Visix? Oh no. This is not looking good. I don't know why I would think she was there. That's so unfortunate, dude. Makes me think, what other legendaries have been fed on this account? That's actually quite concerning. I know Haikatoon was fed. I guess he just hates. Does he have something against the login champions? Grush the Mangler. I bet you he's not on the account either. Does this player just hate the login champions? What the heck? What? He has Cleopteryx, though. Also login champion. He has Scylla the Drakes, Tanix, Hate Flower, Lordly Legionnaire. Those ones are worth feeding. Dark Aethel. Lordly. Dark Aethel. Oh my goodness. Yaga. Okay, the bad ones are gone. Dark. Elhain. Why would you feed all these champions? Oh my goodness. But Cleo's still here. Eric's hasn't got her yet, I don't think. Oh, I guess he did. All right. I don't know what's going on there, guys. Either way, that was a bad idea. Don't feed your legendary champions, period. Did he even get token trader stuff for that? No, it was just fed because it's not a duplicate champion. Anyways, either way, I'm not going to harp on that too much, but let me jot that down in the notes. Do not feed your legendary champions. There's never a reason to do that. Do not feed legendary champions. Because Visix would have been so clutch there. She would have been awesome. But continuing on with this, if I can move past that, it's craziness. All right, guys. So Doom Tower's not finished, of course. Hydra, push some 1 key stuff, very important. Provoke is going to be basically needed, so look out for a Provoke champion or a champion with AoE attacks that can have a Provoke set on them. Farm some Ice Golem. Heck, even R-Tech could be thrown into a Provoke set. Not the best, but I mean, it's doable, it's serviceable. He has all AoE attacks. It would make sense. We have nothing progressed on Doom Tower, basically. And here are the general account suggestions. This is basically what I was already recommending. Let's take a look at his gear real quick, and then we'll go back to this. Now, I'm not gonna talk about this spinning part at the bottom. If you guys want to read it, you can. But I don't want to promote spinning to you all. I'm just giving him suggestions since he is not a free-to-play player. I mean, he's paying for a account takeover, so he may be interested in making purchases, and I'd rather him make well-informed purchases versus just blowing his money randomly. So as far as the gear breakdown, we don't really have gear. There's just not much in this account. Rank 6 and rank 5, it's a good split, but I would like for this rank 5 to stay down low. But with Faction Wars not complete and not going to be complete anytime soon, this is not a huge deal. We can keep rank 5 stuff and just keep equipping it. Not a problem. Accessories, we don't have anything. So we're very, very low as far as the gear goes. Dungeon priority, I got it broken down like this. Dragon quickly goes to the back once you start getting Perception Gear Forge. Fire Knight's high just because we need some good nuker gear. But Spider, honestly, any of these would be good to farm because you need all this stuff. Need more speed gear, try to get 6-star speed gear on champs. Now, let's take a look at the actual gearing of these champions. Aphidus, what's wrong here? 103 plus 49 speed. Very low speed. First look, you can tell he's not in speed boots. What kind of boots is he in? He's in HP percentage boots. Now, what form does HP percentage benefit? Well, first form, no. Second form, no, other than surviving. Those boots, get them out of here. Those boots are not good on Aphidus. They do not need to be on him. They have speed. They're not bad boots per se, but they're not good boots for him. So get them out. The banner is good. His accuracy is pretty good. The speed is not good. We need more attack on him. It's not horrible attack, but we definitely need more. Crit damage, crit rate would be better if it was boosted up some. However, for the spider content that I'm going to share and the dungeon content, we could probably make this serviceable. Glycad is in a refresh set, a reflex set. I do like that. Very cool. However, his speed's low. He's not taking a turn. When you're gearing your champions, really just any time in the game, try to look for 225 plus speed on supports and then 200 speed on damage dealers. 200 speed's like the sweet spot because it's giving you at least 2 to 1 for the enemies in most dungeon areas. So 200 speed is the goal. Increase speed, increase turn meter, all that kind of good stuff makes it even easier. So Glycad boosts his speed. What kind of boots? Let's take a guess based on how his stats look. So HP percentage, I bet. HP percentage boots, there we go. Flat HP, oh, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. These gloves are not bad though. The flat HP chest, HP percentage just scales so much better. For comparison, HP percentage would be 33%. We're gaining 4,000 over the 6-star flat HP chest plate. So just that 33% HP, it's a huge, huge, massive, massive difference. The only time you keep flat stats as a main stat on gloves or chest plates is if it rolls very high in speed. I have some quad roll speeds in my main account that have like flat main stat. That's not good, but I'm not going for the most survivable build. I'm going for as fast as possible on my speed champions. That's when you use that. Any other time, it's just not worth it. For Gwendolyn, okay, low speed, but level 12 boots. I bet these are speed boots. They are. Let's click on Mountain. Okay, he's naked. Artak, we have also, I think, speed boots. Oh, no, actually, not speed boots. Decent speed. If these were speed boots, he's actually looking like a pretty okay. We gotta get that out of here. These pieces of gear, we just get rid of those. The only reason why you'd possibly keep this is if it triple rolled and you reworked it. But the triple roll speed is what tricked me. So HP percentage boots. I still don't love this. I want him faster. But it's still one of the better builds I've seen. I'm going to say not speed. Actually, no. Is that speed boots? 188 speed. That's probably speed boots. Attack boot. Oh my goodness, guys. Oh, that's even worse. Attack boots with a defense chest plate and HP gloves. Oh, goodness, goodness, goodness. Your mom is fat. It's all right. We're gonna get through this, okay? We're gonna get through this. Defense boots, defense. I understand a game like Raid when you come in. I don't want to turn this into a roast session, but those legendaries being fed, I don't know if I can do much other than that, honestly. Oh, 25 minutes. At least we dropped off probably 50% of the viewers at the beginning. So you guys, you dedicated viewers, are the only ones seeing this part. But boy, oh boy, we needed to talk about some gearing here. I was going to use the optimizer to just come in here and fix some builds, but I think you guys need an actual lesson and how to build some of these champions, which I understand, because when you come into a game as complex as Raid, it's like, what's going on? What stats are where? What's actually happening? To just dumb it down, boots, always speed. Chest plates, HP percentage, defense percentage, attack percentage on champions who are supports or damage dealers, resistance and accuracy possibly, never flat stats, unless there's a very good speed roll at the bottom. And by very good, I mean a triple roll or better. Double rolls typically aren't even worth it. For gloves, crit damage, crit rate, HP, attack, defense percent, all those are percents. Never even consider flat stats. The attack percentage is very rarely kept. Typically, you're just keeping HP percent, defense percent, crit damage, and crit rate. The top row is always going to be flat main stats. It's always going to be attack for the weapon, HP for the helmet, and defense for the shield. You're looking for speed, crit rate, accuracy, substats in general. And from there, you're just building your champions to be 200 plus speed. I actually have the breakdown here. This is what you want to shoot for, okay? 200 speed, 225 plus speed for supports, 50,000 HP, 3,000 defense, accuracy, resistance if needed. So let's give a breakdown here. Glycad. What are we going to do? Well, we need some speed. Having him faster is far better than having him in this reflex set. Reflex is cool, but speed is the way to go without a doubt. So since I want him to be so fast, we're going to put him in the absolute best speed gear in the account. Frolny is cool. We need to actually put in probably this Farrakhan's boots, but it's level 12, so I don't know if I can actually even fit those on there. So maybe we just go Eric's boots. Have some offset pieces. I bet there's some offset pieces somewhere else that has like really good speed. So this Aphidus weapon, I don't really want to change him too much. This is a pretty good shield. So now we can just go speed sets for these other 4 pieces. So there we go, is 1. Let's actually go hide set filters, Skull Crusher. This would be acceptable if he was just a speed booster. He's going to be more than just a speed booster though, so we don't actually want to go there. This is okay. We want to find the balance between speed and being in content. If it was your Arbiter, go all speed. Glycad is not an Arbiter. Glycad's going to be in a lot of different areas, so we're going to want him to be actually performing and surviving. Now, we didn't get the double roll speed there. Resistance is not really what I want, but it can kind of make sense. On like a 3v3, go second type stuff, it can kind of make sense. Now, this is just not great. Demythas, I mean, this is not looking fantastic. We'll go the HP percentage one just because it gives me HP percentage plus a little bit of speed. I really want him to be way faster than he is. 24 there. We have 238. This is not winning speed races by no means. The actual absolute fastest build in the account, I'm not for sure. Okay, this is a good banner to have on Glycad. If we went the absolute fastest build in the account, let me see what that would be. Champions, Glycad. I don't want to ruin his stuff, so let's do highest. This is 287. Sathalia, Artak, Skull Crusher. So for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be able to swap those over because I'm going to use Artak. I don't want to drain his silver. So we're going to use this build. The other one is definitely what I would recommend though. So actually what I'll do is I'll equip in game and then I'll save this as Speedy Boy. So this is something you can use if you want to swap it over. Just go to your presets and then do the swap. And I don't want this one ever to be around again, okay? I'm going to delete it for you so you don't try to use that again. Because even if that was working in an area of the game, it was only working in a few. Let's just not revisit that, okay? Let's just forget about that ever even happening. So 273. He has his masteries, that's good. So he's actually built pretty decent now. Not amazing, still leaves plenty to be desired, but good speed, functions. There we go, we're gonna leave him. Up next, let's take a look at this Artak. So Artak is here. Artak needs to be in speed boots, without a doubt, 100%. Needs to be in speed boots and have good accuracy. Do we have any speed boots in perception? We do, on Gwendolyn. Does she actually need these boots in perception? I really doubt it. I kind of based on the account gearing, I kind of doubt she's functioning too well. Actually, not a horrible build. But we're going to put these on RTAC. She didn't have them leveled up anyway, so I don't think she was treating them very good. So we're going to take these to 16. Ooh, no, we're not. We're not going to do anything with that. Dang. We can't take him to 16. 202 speed, though. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want to get him a spider team that's actually functioning and doing pretty well. So what are we going to do with this spider team? This is a spider team right now. This is a spider team no more. His new spider team is going to be right here. We have Glycad, Aphidus, Artak. Do we have any other HP burn champions? We sure do. Volcanos. He, whenever, if an enemy has HP burn, I thought he placed it at the beginning as automatically. If there are multiple champions on this team, only one skill activate. If an enemy already has HP burn, whenever an enemy receives a buff or has a turn meter increased, 50% chance to place HP burn on that enemy. Okay. So that's not going to be happening in Spider. I forgot about how the conditions actually worked. Let's go with debuffs. Wherever HP burn is at. Okay. So these are the two main champions that are going to do the HP burn. So we'll leave those two. So Aphidus and Artak. So HP burn activations. Having a decreased speed going out would be awesome. Decreased turn meter. At least on the normal stages of Spider is going to be fine. I want her to be a lot faster than she is, though. This Aphidus also needs to be faster. Though for this, he may not have to be like crazy fast. He may be able to function as it is. Ninja won't be bad here because he can actually freeze the spiderlings. I believe he should target the boss. Artak goes first. And then I want him to prioritize the A2. Now, if Aphidus is doing a lot of damage, this is not going to work out great because he's going to be killing the spiderlings. And on normal, killing the spiderlings is not a good thing. On hard mode, it's a great thing, though. So let's just actually see how this team works out. We'll throw a UDK in there just to make sure it's consistent. Stage 20, we have Glycat going first. He's going to be boosting turn meter, dropping all the little spiderlings down so we get maximum benefits. Well, not dropping all of them down, just the next person to go, then drops them all down. Ninja does not target the boss, apparently, but we get a good chunk of his HP taken down. Now with this, if we brought in a champion who could decrease the turn meter, we would be smooth sailing, basically. Unfortunately, all the little spiderlings died. So I would maybe even have Aphidus open with that A1 skill because we just killed everything so quickly. Controlling the spider's turn meter would be fantastic here. We just need less damage dealt and more HP burns going on. Like, this team could be good for dungeons, but for here, we're actually getting kind of we're not able to kill the spider very easily because we're just destroying the little spiderlings. On hard mode, this wouldn't be an issue because on hard mode, killing spiderlings is a good thing, and it would just help us win and actually beat the stage. So we could push to hard mode. Hard mode instantly becomes so much easier. So what I want him to have now is a champion to control the turn meter and actually work us through these stages. Matter of fact, I may just try to push up in the stages and see if we can break into hard mode. Because I promise, once we get hard mode, it instantly becomes easier. It instantly becomes more doable. Ninja's not doing a whole lot here because HP burn's not really activating, not really doing anything, honestly. May even be better with like a another increased turn meter or something like that. The higher stages we get, the more HP they're going to have. So the better it's going to be as far as Aphidus not actually killing them. Okay, so I guess Ninja, it's if he targets a spiderling is when he freezes them. He's obviously not freezing anybody, which that was the goal. We do have an Achak, which would freeze the spiderlings. Not a huge deal. Still, the Drakes could also do some freezes on the spiderlings too. Okay, if we ever finish this run, 2 minutes. All right, so we talked our way through it, and maybe can eventually kill the spiders. I'll probably just edit this out and then try to climb some stages. So we're finishing up stage 25, not a problem. And we're going to move on to hard mode. And you're going to see that hard mode is quite a bit easier than the normal stages, especially if you're running a team like this. Now I want to put in Padrig just because I want the increased speed from him. I don't want to use the ally attack though, so we're not even going to do that. Aphidus, I'm not going to use this A2 skill. Maybe I do actually. We're going to open with the A1 though. I want Padrig mostly because I need some more turn meter. So Padrig, we're going to get these sketchy boots off of him. We don't need those at all. All we need is a bunch of speed on him. We need speed. Reflex set would be awesome, but I'm just looking for 16 speed boots, honestly. Like level 16 speed boots. Do we have it? I think he has something against speed boots. I'm not for sure, but the level 16 speed boots are just nowhere to be found on the account. So Swift Parry set, if we could pull off a full set of that, it'd be kind of cool. I don't really care about having a whole matching set because we don't really have that luxury necessarily. But if I was able to do it, it would be awesome because, well, we get the extra 18% speed boost. Now, we don't have anything else, so let's not even worry about it. We'll just pick up the... Is there any other speed potential? Dang, there's just really not. Just not a whole lot of stuff. We'll go level 12 on this. Maybe get some speed rolls. Get one speed roll. Not going for the accuracy on this. Just solely going perception because it's a speed set. Now, Righteous is as well. So we may have some stuff in Righteous that can do pretty good. Where's our perception pieces? Man. Artak. I guess I could just go down to the perception set. Tatura. I mean, I don't really want those gloves. They're pretty nasty. I need them to be at like 200 plus speed. 220, 230. Somewhere around there. Now, I know I put his banner onto Glycad, which is fine. Glycad's very, very useful. Probably going to be used in more areas than Padrig at the moment. Really, if I just had a pair of level 16 speed boots, he would be okay. I got a feeling that the Frolny is probably not in the best build either. Definitely not now. He's very slow now. He actually may have been in a decent build. It may actually have been his best, maybe his best champion build. Let me see. What did he look like with these on? Okay, I was wrong. Well, still needs a lot of love, a lot of work to him, but I will put those back on him because that champion was probably one of his better. So we're going to put speed boots, party stats speed. We'll just use these. I can't take it to 16, but I can take it. I can just put it on him. For this, we're just going to go, since we broke one of the speed sets, we're just going to go priority stats speed. Something that's not equipped currently. Any of these pieces. 18, 11, 16, 16, 15. Let's go this one. 204. Do we have any pinpoint accessories? We do, actually. So, since we have that, well, it's not in the right faction. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. Priority stats, speed. Let's see if we have anything in Righteous that's actually faster. No, we don't. All right, so 204. Hey, we're going to make do with what we have here. So 204, doesn't really matter who it's faster than. We're just going to run this and see. Does it work? It should. It should be fine, honestly. Now, Aphidus, I may turn on his... I'll have to adjust his skills. But basically what I have happening here is I had him open with the A1 because I want Artak placing the burns. I want Aphidus doing the A1. And I want Artak to come back around and do the A2. Though, actually, having Aphidus doing the A3 there would been fine because Artak missed a burn. So having Aphidus like basically make sure all the burns are placed would be great. I just don't want to risk him actually killing stuff because he's going to kill everything here probably. Yeah, the spider's basically dead at this point. So when he eats the little spiderlings, it's, well, I was hoping it wouldn't be very many, but it unfortunately is quite a bit. However, we should be able to get back around to all of our turns and be fine. Unfortunately, we don't have a cleanse ready, I don't think. A cleanse would be awesome. Oh, hey, we do have a cleanse. Beautiful. So then after it just takes his A1, not really much past that. Artak drops his A3, and you have a spider hard mode team going. Now, Artak's ability, I believe, is not fully booked, which is why he's missing all those HP burns. Then Aphidus comes in, kills it, 1 minute and 3, push these stages, get to stage 6 at least, hard mode team, done. This is going to be the best place for you to get some very good resources as far as silver, and actually even accessories in general. But honestly, even Dragon, you should be fine here. Like, this team can do very good in Dragon. Having a Poisoner be actually be better on the Dragon. but we don't have a ton of poison options. That Ferrokin we're going to build later on is a decent option. Not the best, but Venomage would be actually a massive option. So getting Venomage up would be huge for this account. Now, for Ice Golem, you actually run basically the same stuff for Ice Golem as you do for Spider. We can actually just do the same exact presets just for round 2 and round 3. We just actually leave basically the same. It doesn't really matter, honestly. We actually just run it as it is because the presets won't be that big of a deal. He's going to be pushing through these waves. He's going to kill these things without too much of an issue. Having a control champion here would be better. Having Aphodus open with that A3 or the A2 would be better. But this will be a team that should finish it in less than 2 minutes, I hope. Now, we may get some slams from the Ice Golem because of Aphodus actually doing some damage, which is not good. But until you get to hard mode, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Glycad should be able to survive a good chunk of them. But this team should do it in decent time. We'll see what that actually translates to, though. So when you're doing this, what you're looking for in Spider is good accessories, but if it's 5-star stuff, don't just keep anything. Really just sell it, because there's so many new special accessories. We have countless numbers of them. Well, it's actually countable, but it's so many of them. So that's what we're going to be going for primarily. These Spider accessories, if you get really good ones, of course, keep them. You're going to need to equip them, but you don't have to hold on to them for dear life. Basically, accessories are better to sell for silver. So Spider is basically going to be your silver farm, boosting your silver up, allowing you to upgrade your other pieces of gear. So Spider is going to be something you farm a lot of. And then Dragon, if you can get into hard mode especially, Dragon's going to be what unlocks the gear to get you into higher levels of the game. Spider is going to be what unlocks the silver, so you can upgrade said gear from Dragon to get you into higher parts of the game. So they both work together. It's just you can't do one without the other. You got to do them both. So Dragon Ice Golem will probably be the two that get you into like higher levels of Hydra. With Ice Golem, Dragon just is going to get you that speed gear to push you into higher levels of the game in general. And then Spider for the silver. It's really how it's going to be. So if you can do that, focus on those, you're going to do really well. And then for Ice Golem, having a good team here is going to allow you to get that provoke gear, get that curse gear, so you can start making more creative Hydra teams. Since for some reason you sold your Visix, we need a provoke champion. So provoke set would be very, very nice to have. Curse set as well. Though once you get Mithrali, you can just throw her in curse, no problem. But this team, we don't need Padrick doing the ally attack. It's not the worst thing in the world because these slams just aren't doing that much. Padrick with the continuous heals, once he's built better, he'll survive more. If we turned off his ally attack, we wouldn't have that big slam coming through as much. There's adjustments you can make to this team. But we're not going to do that right here because the main focus was, hey, we got the Spider online. Actually, this was just an account review, and I ended up extending it a little bit. But we got the Spider online. Dragon has some structure, some foundation built. You hopefully have a good direction for your account. We'll jump over into the arena, give an example there as well. This team is pretty slow also, but with the correct presets, it could be pretty fast. Also, we just unlocked the next stage, I think. I don't know if you're on 20 or 21. Either way, you could push into hard mode, though it won't be that much of a difference versus like Spider is so much easier on hard mode. But Ice Golem, not the same case. Now for the arena, what you're going to do here is you're going to have this team. Now this example right here is not going to be the best because the team is not fully built. What you do have built is you have Glycad into Aphodus. Well, you're going second, so you're actually not going to get a turn at all. This is why having a fast champion is so important. So we need to get Glycad even faster. This is when that speed set's going to come in handy. But if we go against teams like this with no speed champion, and no speed booster, we have a Duchess we have to damage through. Aphodus may not even be able to damage through it, honestly. Having a strip champion would be huge. Should have opened with the A3 there, but I don't think he's even built. Some decreased turn meter stuff. We go with the A2 or the A3, really. We already have the increased attack on us. Not doing enough. So the arena teams in general need to be tuned correctly to make them effective. So with this team, you need to have Countess Lix right after Glycad. You need Glycad closer to 300 speed if you're going to use him. As soon as you get Arbiter, she comes in, easy. Have Countess Lix going next, decreasing their turn meter, possibly have a Sun Wukong or Herndig, depending on whichever one you want to have in here, decrease defense or just strip in their buffs, and then Aphodus coming in as basically your main nuker. So it's going to require him to get a different build. It should be fine for Spider still, though, even if he's doing damage to the Spiderlings. If he is doing too much, though, you could just leave them at a lower build and just use a different nuker for the arena. But basically, if you focus on the steps that I laid out for like things you can focus on to move forward, let's actually name this the correct thing. Yamam Fat. If you focus on the areas that I mentioned, you should have some really good progression paths moving forward, and you should be able to progress this account so much. Now, of course, you are limited on your resources. So unless you purchase more, it's going to be slower progression. So it's just up to you, whatever you want to do. The packs that I had mentioned at the beginning was this pack right here. We have this pack right here. And then we have energy packs that are above, I think I put 260 energy per dollar, 250 per dollar. Closer to 300 better, especially with New Year's coming up. We should have some better deals around the corner. So guys, thank you all for watching the video. If you want to sign up for an account takeover yourself, click the link down below, shoot me a message, and we'll get you set up for one. So thank you again for letting me do this takeover, and hope you guys got something from it, and hopefully you can build your champions and not feed your legendaries. Goodness gracious. All right, guys, take it easy.